Hello everyone, welcome back to Live Love Beach to Bay, your favorite channel for all things coastal Delaware relocation. It's Debbie Siskowski, and today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm going to talk about the types of homes you may want to think twice about before buying here on the Delaware coast. So now before anyone panics, I want to be clear. I'm not here to talk you out of your dream. I'm here to make sure your dream does not turn into a very expensive nightmare, because I've seen it happen and I care too much about you to let you walk into something without the full picture. So today we're going to cover 4 categories of homes that come with some serious red flags. If I had a red flag, I'd be waving it. Here in coastal Delaware specifically, we're talking flood zone, high-risk properties, mobile and manufactured homes, and older homes with major hidden costs, and my favorite, HOA community nightmares. So yes, we're going to have a little bit of fun with it, because if you cannot laugh at a flood insurance bill, you're probably going to cry, and we are not doing that today. So let's get into it. So what should we talk about first? So we're going to set the stage and why coastal Delaware is truly different. So before we dive into the specific home types, I want to spend just a minute talking about why these warnings matter. More here in coastal Delaware than truly other markets. And when people relocate here, they're often coming from places like Northern Virginia, Maryland, Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York. They certainly know real estate, and most importantly, they've bought homes and they feel pretty gosh darn confident. But then they walk into a coastal market for the first time and discover that everything they knew, the rules, the risks, the due diligence checklist, it all gets a little more complicated when you add salt air, tidal flooding, aging beach communities, and vacation rental HOAs into the mix. The Delaware coast is absolutely stunning. I talk about it all the time. The lifestyle, nothing compares. The people are warm, the sunsets are unreal or surreal, but it is also a market where the wrong purchase decision can cost you tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes more if you're not careful. So think of this video as your coastal Delaware buyer's survival guide. I'm going to walk you through the 4 biggest categories of homes to approach with serious caution. And at the end of each one, I'm going to tell you what to do instead, because there is always a path forward. All right, let's start with the absolute big one: flood zone and high risk. I'm actually dealing with this right now with 2 clients that are in really the highest flood zone that you can have in coastal Delaware. It is one of my personal favorite topics to talk about. Said no one ever, so I'm being facetious here. I don't love to talk about it, but I have to talk about it because you can definitely get caught off guard. Here is the situation. Delaware is flat. As a runner, I love that. No hills here. And a significant portion of Sussex County really sits very, very close to that flood zone. FEMA determines flood zones, and if you do not know what that means, don't worry. By the end of the segment, you certainly will. What is a flood zone? They map out the areas of the country based on flood risk. Properties in high-risk zones are called special flood hazard areas, and they're required to carry flood insurance if they have a federally backed mortgage. Hey, you can throw that flood insurance out the window if you pay cash. Not sure you want to. And here's really where the shock of their life comes, because that affordable little beach cottage 3 blocks from the water is priced at a number that seems almost too good to be true, and you're already decorating it, furnishing it, entertaining, having family there, and then the lender tells you need property insurance, flood insurance. This is really, a moving target. That is on top of your normal homeowner's insurance. So suddenly, that affordable beach cottage does not look so affordable anymore. But here's what I really want you to understand. There are 2 types of flood risk buyers that I encounter here. The first one is the current flood zone designation. The second, and this is really kind of gray, is the future flood risk, meaning that homes that are not currently set in a high risk zone, but due rising sea levels and that favorite topic, the climate change, things may change. So FEMA actually maps out when you are potentially moving into a higher risk zone, what those insurance, kind of implications can be, and it can change truly overnight. I have seen buyers purchase a property just outside of a flood zone, get a great insurance rate, and then 2 years later find themselves inside the redrawn flood zone with a new elevation certificate. So what do you want to watch out for specifically? Well, here in Coastal Delaware, you want to be careful with properties that are very low-lying, near Rehoboth Bay, Indian River Bay, Little Assawoman Bay, and any of the tidal tributaries running through Sussex County. Oceanfront and bayfront properties in VE zones are the highest risk. They carry the most significant insurance exposure. It makes sense. They're literally on the beach, okay? Now, there are many new changes that have taken place, a lot of flood prevention initiatives that builders are taking care of. And here, an elevation certificate is your best friend. This document is going to tell you exactly where the lowest floor of your home sits relative to the base flood elevation. If your home sits above the flood elevation, the lower your flood insurance will generally be. Always get an elevation certificate and a flood insurance quote before you are under contract on a property near the water, not after, before. Your agent, in this case, maybe it's Debbie, should be helping you with this. And here's the thing. I am not telling you to not buy near the water. I love the water. I want to live on the water. Some of the most incredible homes in Delaware are right on the bay or a short walk to the beach. I'm just telling you to be eyes wide open, know your flood zones, know your insurance cost, and make sure the numbers still make sense for your budget. So again, I'm not taking that dream away from you, just telling you to really understand all of the aspects of that dream. Here's one that I do a lot of business in. I do sell a lot of mobile and manufactured homes, but I want you to be really thoughtful here because this is a different topic and it means different things to different people. First, mobile homes technically refer to factory-built homes constructed before 1976. Manufactured homes are factory-built homes after that date, when HUD introduced federal construction and safety standards. These are considered modular homes. They're factory-built, but they're installed on permanent foundations and generally treated more like traditional site-built homes. But here is why this matters so much specifically in Coastal Delaware. And this is truly a big deal because a lot of manufactured home communities are in areas, and many of them are beautiful locations, Rehoboth Bay, near the water, great community amenities, and on the surface, they can look like an incredible deal. Okay, you see a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home near the Delaware beaches for a fraction of what a site-built home costs. It is tempting, and I completely understand. As I say, I do sell a lot of these homes, but here are the things you need to know before you make that move, sign on the dotted line. The first and biggest issue is land ownership. Many of these communities, you don't own the land your home sits on, you lease it. It's basically a monthly lot rent, which can run from about $500 to sometimes knocking on the door of $1,000 or even more per month, and you're not building any equity in that. It is an ongoing cost. It goes literally into perpetuity, and it typically goes up a little bit every year. Okay, now we want to talk about financing. Financing a mortgage in a manufactured home is genuinely much harder because they consider, truthfully, these manufactured homes in land lease communities, they get a title, not a deed, which means they are titled with the motor vehicle department, and therefore they literally have the aura of a car, but they're not a car, they're obviously a home. And the interest rates are typically higher than conventional mortgages. And here's the quiet conversation that very few people want to have. The appreciation on a manufactured home does not compare to the appreciation of a stick-built or site-built home. And I have certainly seen appreciation in manufactured homes and in these communities, but not at the level of homes that are stick-built or site-built. So I just want you to consider that. The other quiet conversation that people are sometimes afraid to have is insurance. Many insurance companies, the major players, they don't want to insure specifically the older homes. So here's my balanced take. Are there manufactured home communities in Coastal Delaware that are well managed, well maintained, and offer a genuinely affordable path to coastal living? Absolutely. And if you're a cash buyer looking for a seasonal retreat, this could be the literally magic answer. As I said, I closed yesterday on a beautiful manufactured home for clients that I absolutely adore. This will be a seasonal retreat for them. It is not going to be their forever home, okay? It is not the right fit for everyone, but it is the right fit for many people. So if you're considering a manufactured home community, right, please bring your buyer's agent, maybe Debbie, maybe someone else, lots of great agents here, to review the land lease, understand the rules, crunch the real numbers before you commit. It's a yes but it's a yes that you want to get all of the questions answered. Okay, let's talk about older homes with major hidden costs. This one, again, is near and dear to my heart because I've seen so many buyers fall in love with the charm, the original hardwood floors, the character, the location, and then they get absolutely blindsided by what is hiding behind those walls. Hopefully not anything that's creepy and crawly, but there are sometimes things that do hide behind those walls. Coastal Delaware does truly have a ton of older homes. We've got beach cottages, bungalows. They were built in the 50s, 60s, 70s. They were seasonal retreats. They were never meant to be year-round residents. They were built quickly. They were built with materials and methods that are now, honestly, older than Debbie, and that's pretty old. Okay, they've been sitting on the coast, exposed to that delightful salt air, humidity, temperature swings, and the rare but occasional nor'easter for a long time. And here's what tends to be hiding in these older coastal homes, okay? Let's start. What's under the roof? Older beach homes often have roofs that have been patched and repatched over the years. What looks okay from the street, and certainly from my diminutive height, can be a completely different story when the inspector gets there and starts pulling back layers. A full roof replacement on a coastal home can run anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000 or more, depending on size and pitch. So that's a big expense. Then there's the electrical systems. Homes before the 70s, they have outdated wiring, knob and tube wiring, aluminum wiring, undersized panels. Upgrading an electrical system, again, not inexpensive, and in some cases will be required by the insurers before they will even write that very, very necessary homeowner's policy. Plumbing. Older homes may have galvanized steel pipes that are corroded from the inside out. You cannot always see it until they fail. Cast iron drain lines and crawl spaces are another common issue in coastal homes. They corrode, they crack, and replacing them is a major job. So speaking of crawl spaces, Coastal Delaware has a lot of homes on crawl space foundations. Obviously, with the water table as high as it is here, we just don't have basements. Crawl spaces in human coastal environments are a breeding ground for moisture problems, wood rot, and that four-letter word mold. They really need to be encapsulated and maintained, and that's a conversation for a different video. But I will tell you, I wouldn't want to be an inspector having to crawl into all those crawl spaces. Let's not forget HVAC systems. Older homes may have original or aging heating and cooling systems that are inefficient, unreliable, or simply not sized for the way we really like to be comfortable in our homes today. That replacement can run from $8,000 to $15,000 or more. Oh my gosh, let's get to windows and insulation. Older beach homes were often built with minimal insulation because they were not built for year-round living. Single pane windows, little to no attic insulation. It may feel charming and breezy in the summer, but ooh, it's going to be expensive, especially with the winter we just experienced. So I want to say it clearly, loudly, and with conviction. I love charming older homes. I absolutely do. I would live in one if I had that endless fountain of pot of gold where I could do a lot of the updating. But sometimes the location of an older home, and it's maybe simply irreplaceable. You can't rebuild 60s today. But the key phrase is well maintained and properly updated. Before you fall in love with that charming cottage, you need a thorough, and I mean thorough, home inspection. Hence, work with a professional. He'll guide you. You need a general inspector. You need someone to get up on that roof. You need a plumbing inspection. And if the home is truly older, you may need a sewer scope just to understand what is down in those drain lines. And it is worth every penny. Your buyer's agent, whether it's Debbie or someone else, should be helping you really understand what that inspection team looks like. Do not skip it. Do not waive it, because it is absolutely essential to your peace of mind and to your bank account. Okay, this may be my tongue-in-cheek funniest community, but let's take a deep breath about our last segment, and that is those HOA communities. I think they get a bad reputation many times, and not all of them deserve it. A well-run HOA can absolutely maintain your property values, keep your community looking beautiful, provide the amenities that you really want to enhance your lifestyle, and I want to say that up front, I do love most HOAs. But there are some HOAs in Delaware that are, how do I say this diplomatically, a lot to deal with. And since we promised to cover all bases today, we're going to take a moment to talk about it. Here in Coastal Delaware, HOAs come in a few different flavors, and you need to understand which one you are buying into. The first type is the amenity-heavy master planned community. Think pool, clubhouse, fitness center, walking trails, community events. These communities are popular with the Debbies of the world, retirees, second home buyers, and they can be wonderful. But they do come with fees that can run anywhere from $200 to $600 a month or more. And that's on top of your mortgage, your very low taxes, but you're gonna have insurance, and it can add up fast, and it is a cost that never, ever goes away. The second type is age restricted. There are some age restricted communities here, and those HOAs they lean in and they do manage that guideline with conviction. So make sure you understand the rules, who qualifies, and understand exactly who you can and cannot have reside with you, even if it's for a short-term basis, grand kiddos, a child. And the third type of the HOAs, and this is the one that really catches people off guard, is there are obviously a strong desire for short-term rentals here in coastal Delaware. Tourism is our economic engine. So you really want to understand if that's what you're thinking about. Can you rent your property? What are the guidelines? Are there minimum timeframes? Are there times of the year when it cannot be rented? What are the restrictions? And you really want to make sure that before you sign on that dotted line, can you use your home as an investment? This is your home. It's important to you, but you really need to read on the dotted line. So if you buy in one of these communities and you're thinking you're going to generate some rental income, but then painfully discover that your HOA doesn't allow it, that is an expensive lesson. Okay. And then very lastly, I just want to say there are some HOAs, they're just poorly managed. They've underfunded reserves. They've deferred maintenance on common areas. They've got special assessments that just seem to be ongoing. And the board drama would honestly be a fabulous reality TV show. No, I'm not starring in that because I don't like drama and I actually don't watch a lot of reality TV. So here's what you really need to understand. You will be presented with the entire resale package, all of the HOA documents. Read it thoroughly, okay? Understand the bylaws, the rules, the regulations, and review the most recent meeting minutes. You're going to be able to see what is going on. You will know about the rental restrictions, the pet restrictions, the fence restrictions, the parking rules, and critically, the reserve balance. A healthy reserve fund means the HOA has set aside monies for, the necessary issues. I'll give you a perfect example. In the community I live in, we just had to replace the HVAC in the clubhouse. All of that had been, literally placed into reserve. So when the HVAC failed, they were able to get some bids and make it happen. Hey guys, as much as I absolutely love making these videos, what I love the absolute most in making the videos is really talking, encouraging, nurturing your desire to know more about coastal Delaware. I've helped countless families. I've helped families from the Mid-Atlantic. I've helped families from the South. I've helped individuals from Metro New York and New England gather the information that helps them make the right decision if relocating here is what they truly want to do. So whether you're coming out next week, next month, or for gosh sakes in 2027, I would absolutely love to connect with you. If you've missed the on-screen pop-up, you can certainly find again all of my contact information linked below. So a good local agent like Debbie, can absolutely give you the down low on most HOAs. Ask, lean in, and really, review it, because once you close on that home, you are in that HOA, and getting out is not an option. You don't just need to raise your hand and say, you know what, I don't think I want to do this anymore. That's not an option. Participating in the HOA is required. So let's put it all together and really step back and talk about how all four of these aspects of choosing your home in coastal Delaware, really are so important to you. So you find an older 1960s beach cottage. It's in a flood zone. It's on a leased lot in a manufactured home community governed by an HOA that has a complicated rental policy and a reserve fund that looks like a Christmas club, not a reserve fund. Okay, this is not a unicorn. I've seen it happen, and I don't want it to happen to you. Okay, so here's the thing. Even if that property might be the right call for the right buyer and the right situation, maybe you're paying cash. Maybe you just want a seasonal place and you love the community. Maybe the flood insurance is manageable. The location is absolutely perfect for you, your family, and your friends. I am never, ever, ever going to tell you that there is one right answer for every buyer. But what I'm telling you is that you need to know what you are buying, every piece of it, before you sign, okay? This is what a great buyer's agent does. They help you pull back every layer. It's an onion. Keep peeling it back. They ask the questions you don't know how to ask, and they connect you with the right professionals that are really going to get you the answers if he or she, your buyer's agent, doesn't have those answers, okay? So let's close with confidence, not surprises. You know what I'm gonna say? It's Debbie. Live, love, beach to bay. Live here, play here, work here, thrive here. And I really want to make sure that you do the same. We're going to land this plane, okay? Today we talked about 4 categories of homes to approach with serious caution. Not saying no. Actually, I'm one of those people who actually took the word no out of my vocabulary, okay? Just know what you're buying and know who you can trust. Ask the questions, get the answers, make informed decisions. It's Debbie, Live, Love, Beach to Bay. Until next time, it is absolutely always a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you again.